Thank you, Kevin. The NBA flattened the draft lottery odds in 2019. And last season, it introduced the play-in tournament. It's too soon to say for sure, but it sure seems like the league has gone a long way in trying to motivate teams to compete for the playoffs and not for picks.
I love it, David. I got to tell you, got to give them a lot of credit. Thank you for that report. While we get a break, let's now take a look at the October standings out east. You look at Brooklyn. They like where they stand right now, perched in that topmost position. And, of course, Indiana, a few slots below them.
Yeah, and seeing where the Pacers are, they were a team that no one knew quite what to make of entering the season. But as the year's gone on, it's become clear they're legit contenders.
Abundantly clear. I mean, they can compete with any team in the league, and I think they still have some upside, room for improvement.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. The guard pair are Brogdon and LeVert. In at the forward positions, Warren and Sabonis. And it's Turner in at the 5 down low. And for the Nets. And the big 3 out on the perimeter. Irving the 1, Harden at the 2, and Durant the 3. Aldridge out there with Paul Millsap.
You know, I think of Caris LeVert as one of those guys capable of going off on any given night for big numbers. He has that kind of explosive ability offensively.
Now here's Durant after Malcolm Brogdon's miss. KD passes to Irving. His 3-pointers off the mark. Now the Pacers with it. Here's Brogdon. Goes up high for the two-handed dunk.
Boy, he's able to burn you on the drive. Gotta like Brogdon being aggressive in these situations.
And that explosiveness of LeVert. We've seen it on nights when he gets hot and becomes unstoppable.
Greg, how about that game in 2020 when he went for 37 points in the fourth quarter and overtime alone? LeVert's a player that doesn't know the meaning of the phrase heat check. He can give it to you, boy.
Here's Brogdon after the made shot from KD. Brogdon the pass to LeVert, and Irving comes to help. And there's Brogdon on the assist by LeVert.
Already finding his spots and capitalizing, playing really efficient basketball.
Outside, KD. Here's Harden on the wing. Aldridge against Turner. Aldridge kicks to Harden. The good-looking shot from the wing.
Boy, Aldridge commands so much defensive attention. There's bound to be somebody open on every possession, and this time, LaMarcus finds him.
Now, here's LeVert. He's definitely not pleased how he played against Toronto. Outside to Brogdon. The three-pointer, no good.
Boy, I'm absolutely shocked he didn't get that one to go. Usually, he's money from deep.
Irving with the ball. Sabonis defending. Brogdon against Harden. Shot clock at 5. Shoots over LeVert. And they take the lead. What's the most important thing, Clark, a player has to focus on when it's this early in the season?
Well, I think one is making sure you're in really good shape, and then getting comfortable with your teammates is another element, and getting your chemistry and timing back. Those are probably the most important things. This is the kind of unselfishness you love seeing from Brogdon, making sure he gets it to the open man.
Here's Harden, and denied. He sends it right off the glass.
Last 2 minutes to play. First quarter.
The shot by Brogdon, no good.
Man, I can't believe he blew that gimme, guys. Well, I know he's frustrated about that.
Outside, KD. Beyond the arc, here's Aldridge. Oh, he blocked it and deflects off the backboard. Brogdon against Harden. And the rejection by Harden. And that's out of bounds. Indiana will retain possession. How about that strong defensive performance for this half's Mobile One block?
And making a statement right away, letting them know they won't get any easy ones when he's around.
Some changes for Brooklyn. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Aldridge. And Joe Harris is subbed in for Paul Millsap. And the Pacers also making a change. T.J. McConnell, he's checked in for Malcolm Brogdon. Just under 3.5 minutes gone here in the first quarter. Pass to LeVert. Shoots it. And once again off the mark by Indiana.
Not sure what the D was doing there. Clearly a breakdown. You can ill afford to give a guy like him that good a look.
Irving, good.
Knifing through the defense like warm butter on a biscuit. Irving knows how to get to the rim.
McConnell passes to LeVert. They double him with Irving. Back to McConnell. Right side Sabonis. Indiana again missing.
No excuses, none. I mean, with the defense non-existent, I mean, he has to connect from there.
For three, Harris. Pacers with the rebound. And this is their first time matched up with Brooklyn this year.
The game is the first of a 3-game season series for these clubs, both looking to take round one.
First time you face a team in the season, that's when you're looking to take that mental advantage. Demonstrate you're better. And that could make it easier down the road.
And the basket is good. KD's got his second bucket.
Focus, intense focus. Durant has bundles of it. Once he catches the rock, the first thing on his mind is let it go.
Now, here's McConnell.
Major posterization right there, guys. The defender gave him up way too much height. All he could do was try to get out of the picture.
And that was a great replay we just saw of our Mobile One block.
And right out of the gate, trying to set the tone defensively, you gotta love that energy.
Claxton the pass to Harden.
Oh, that was worth the price of admission.
And Harden, an absolutely vicious dunker. Terrific at bouncing towards the rim for the epic throwdown.
At the end of one, a closely contested game so far. It's the Nets leading by just 2. And back in a moment as we'll get underway with quarter number 2. Well, some great players at the small forward position. But T.J. Warren can score with the best of them. And he said he's always excited to face those elite talents.
I'm looking forward to it. Like I say all the time, it's a blessing to be able to challenge and play against the best players night in and night out. So I'm always excited for a matchup.
Well, we know Greg had a breakthrough for his 6th season, but Warren missed almost all of year 7 to injury.
Yeah, and he's confident he can come back strong. Remember, this is a guy who scored 53 points in a game, so his talent level obvious.
And this has been a fairly close game through the first quarter, and we'll see what happens here in the second. And looking at what we've seen so far, guys, from the Nets, what do you think?
Well, the offense is clicking, and they seem to have seized the momentum here early on.
Yeah, you know, I agree. No warm-up needed. They came in on fire and have already built a nice lead.
And a chance here presented by Gatorade to see who's on the floor, all fueled up and ready to go for the start of the second quarter. Setting the floor for the Nets. Wing pairing, it's Harden and Harris. Then there's Bruce Brown. And it's Mills, and it's Claxton in at the 5. Well, the grimace of pain tells it all. He's hurt, and let's hope he's okay.
And that's the one thing you just really can't control or even guard against, and that's injury.
Yeah, you know, aside from some of the player protection rules, which have been a benefit, a lot of it just comes down to what the body can withstand.
Paul Millsap's checked in for the Nets. 6 to shoot. The Nets need to get a shot off here. And here's Brown outside.
An above-average shot blocker in his position. Lamb times his swats just right.
Now, here's McConnell. He's been patient so far. Nothing on the scoreboard yet. And there's the feed to Lamb. And that won't go, missing the go-ahead bucket. And the Nets with possession here. No matter what happens over the course of Jeremy Lamb's pro career, Clark, he'll always be able to look back at his national championship at UConn back in 2011.
Yeah, those banners and trophies are not recallable. When you've been part of one, as he was with Connecticut, it's part of you for life. And he was a huge part of that team that won it in 2011. They weren't picked by too many people to take the crown, but Lamb hit his stride at the perfect time in that year's tournament.
On the wing, Lamb. Pass to McConnell. Shoots the three. Can't hit that one. The Nets go the other way with it. And at home for the next game, it'll be Detroit pulling into town. Harden, no good. And so it's McConnell with it. He'll bring it up for Indiana. They haven't allowed any points in the second quarter. Down kicks to Harris. Nice ball movement by Brooklyn. On the wing, Harden. He's covered by McConnell. Harden, no good.
No doubt he's struggling right now from the field. Let's see if he can get it going this quarter.
Craig can't get it to go. The Nets have gone an abysmal 0 of 6 from the field since the second quarter began. Here's Harden. Whoops, anticipated the pass. Turnover. Fast break. Here we go. Craig kicks to McConnell. Six on the shot clock. Turner inside, takes the 13-footer, and once again off the mark by Indiana. Here's Brown, out to Harris. The steal. Moment here now for an injury report.
Hi, guys. The head athletic trainer for the Nets let me know the status. He suffered a strain in his neck, and he told me that it's really stiffened up on him. This is not how they wanted to begin the season, and it'll be interesting to see how much this hurts them. Kevin?
Thanks for the status report there, David. At least we now know, Greg, how he's doing.
Yeah, when you talk injury, the unknown factor is always a difficult thing to deal with.
And, you know, for him, just watching his teammates unable to contribute, that's really a helpless feeling.
And it's sent back by Turner.
What timing from Turner. I mean, that's a big part of blocking shots. Reading the shooter and then timing it perfectly to send that shot in reverse.
Good. And McConnell gets the assist. McConnell's got 3 assists tonight.
And they've repeatedly probed inside in the first half, guys, and it's paid off.
Now a timeout call by Brooklyn. And as the coaches go to the clipboard to outline their strategy during the timeout, the players getting a chance to rehydrate with some Gatorade. That's key to staying fresh all the way to the final whistle.
And Kevin, it really is. And every one of these players knows it. They're all making sure to stay hydrated. It's impossible to play your A game if you're not getting enough to drink, especially towards the end of games when the physical toll of a long contest really starts to add up.
Looking at who's out there now for the Nets. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for Nicholas Claxton. Kevin Durant comes in for Bruce Brown. And Irving subbed in for Joe Harris. To end the cold streak, that's in. And the Pacer lead is cut down now to just 2 points with that basket from Kevin Durant.
Boy, if you allow Durant that look, he's going to punish you. I mean, it's that simple.
Brogdon the pass to Sabonis. It's LeVert on the wing. He's still scoreless so far in this one. Driving the lane. That's in for the first basket of the game after 3 attempts.
They're doing a really good job of getting the ball inside and attacking the paint. That's an area they have completely dominated.
Well, once they recognized the advantage they had inside, it made a lot of sense just to continue to attack that area.
And here's Harden for 3. Happy to see that one going after missing 6 of his 9 shots today.
Harden is known for his creativity. Can't lose him in the screen and roll, or he'll take you to school.
And there's the call on Durant. That is his first foul of the game.
First team foul. Now into the lineup for your
6 seconds left in the first half. With 1 on the clock. Oh, and the buzzer beater's good.
1 eye on the rim, 1 eye on the clock. Nice job.
All right, David, thank you. We'll be back after halftime for the start of the third quarter.
It's the 2K Sports Halftime Show.
Hello again, folks. Ernie Johnson here with Kenny the Jet Smith and Shaquille O'Neal. It's the NBA on 2K Sports, and let's talk the first half. For the Pacers, the first quarter was pretty even. Some good moments from both teams, but as the first period wrapped up, they trailed by 2. and they turned it on during that second quarter, turning that deficit into a lead and playing with confidence. Kenny, your thoughts about the Pacers and how they're playing?
Most of the damage they're doing is in the paint. They've made a concerted effort to work the ball inside. That could open up the perimeter for them in the second half, with the D worried about the post game.
And over to Shaq. What do you think? And that's good.
We've got second half action for you, and if the next couple quarters are similar to the first, this one could go down to the last possession. And Greg, you made your money on the defensive end. What was the toughest kind of player to defend? A one-on-one guy or a constant movement type of player?
I've always will say that it's harder to guard movement. You know, as a defender, you drill a lot about guarding the basketball. But when a guy is great without it, man, that is the hardest job you can have defensively.
Here's who Rick Carlisle is starting the second half with. LeVert on the wing. He's paired with Warren. In the post, it's Sabonis and Turner. And it's Brogdon in at the point guard. Brogdon kicks to LeVert. Over in the corner, Turner. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. Turner's got his third basket of the night.
Yeah, in today's basketball world, big men have to shoot it, and Turner's got a nice touch and pretty good range out there.
The kick out to Aldridge. Harden outside. Durant against Warren. Clock at 6. Shoots over Warren. It's hauled in by Warren. Indiana leading by 4. Brogdon with it, and it's Harden picking him up. The shot by Brogdon, no good. And for Brooklyn, they're shooting around 41% on the night. Despite being a first-team All-American in college, Malcolm Brogdon-Clark was a second-round pick in 2016.
Yeah, NBA teams found out quickly that they had slept on this guy. He won Rookie of the Year, the first winner drafted in the second round since 1965, Kevin. And his numbers have only gone up. Malcolm's become one of the game's more reliable guards, and his leadership is platinum level.
And we've got an update here, so let's catch up with David Aldridge.
Good evening, Kevin. Malcolm Brogdon has become a Pacers stalwart. He said, "I fit the identity of this team as an underdog that overperforms and proves people wrong. I've been asked to be the leader of this team. I lead with my voice and by example. I'll be fearless on the court so that my teammates can follow." Kevin?
I love what he's about, David. Thank you. Now the pass to Lamb. Back to Brogdon. Three-pointer. Rebounded by the Nets. Claxton's got rebound number 5 here tonight.
Well, I don't think he's performing up to his own expectations, but they still find themselves out in front.
Here's Durant, and he hits it to tie the game up. Durant's got 8 points.
They are just killing them on the interior.
Yeah, you can't say that with enough emphasis. I mean, the defenders are just not being aggressive enough down low. You got to play with some physicality in the paint.
Yeah, how about the percentage they're shooting from beyond the arc here in the second half?
No question about it. They found a nice rhythm from deep.
Now a timeout called by Brooklyn. That was one of the things most fans don't notice, but Malcolm Brogdon, Greg, is one of the best free throw shooters ever.
How about had a year where he shot 93% from the line to lead the NBA, and for his career, just about a 90% shooter. That's a huge advantage for a point guard like Brogdon, a guy who handles the ball late in close games.
Here's Craig, and it's blocked. Here's Harden, and he drives in. It's rebounded by Indiana. Here's Lamb. Good. And McConnell gets the assist. McConnell's got 5 assists in the game.
Lamb able to get fancy with his dribble moves and not afraid to experiment from time to time, but he's got to keep it close to the vest until he gets a little better with that ball. Feels to me like this team is going to need more from him, guys. I mean, if they're to erase this deficit, he's got to step up.
And there's a whistle. That's going to go on James Harden. That's his first foul.
First team foul.
There's 1:17 left here in the third quarter. Lamb with the ball. He's picked up by KD. No good from Lamb. Nets trail by 5. In the corner, Irving with it. It's good from long range. Irving's got his third bucket of the night.
The team does a nice job supporting what Kyrie Irving does. I mean, they've got total trust in his ability, so I think they work a lot harder to set him up.
Here's Lamb. 41 seconds left to play here in the third. Kicks it out to Harden. And there's the foul. It's on Torrey Craig. That is his first foul of the game. LaMarcus Aldridge, he's checked in for the Nets. Millsap comes in for Bruce Brown. T.J. Warren, he's checked in for the Pacers. And again, it's the Nets missing. Indiana's gone into the three-point range 4 times since halftime and buried 2 of them. Duarte shot good.
Not shot from outside. There's no doubt about that. Spreading the floor and getting them up.
Love the mentality there, I tell you. I know I've never coached, but, man, playing to win and being aggressive even with the lead as opposed to being safe and going into prevent offense, I'll take the former all day long. Play to win.
Aldridge. Good, and the assist goes to Irving. Aldridge has got 4 points in the quarter. It's still anybody's game as we've reached the end of 3. Pacers lead by 3. We'll get right back to the action when we... And now we have a moment to reveal our State Farm assist of the game.
And I'm glad this was the pick because I love this pass. Such a great dish. That's what I call court vision.
Yeah, and with the accuracy to go along with that vision. I mean, he put the ball in the absolute perfect spot. That's how you orchestrate it.
And with 3 quarters behind us, we start the 4th quarter in what is still anybody's ball game. Carter out there with Harris. Then there's LaMarcus Aldridge. Then it's James Johnson. And it's Bembry in at the 3, the small forward. So that's the lineup for Brooklyn. Clock at 4. With the drive, Sabonis with the block.
Outstanding defensive instincts by Sabonis. Really good timing when to rise up to reject shots.
In a moment here to take a look at some hustle stats for Indiana.
Contested shots and block shots. They're bread and butter defensively. They're giving up no easy looks.
And also, how about the points they've gotten in transition or on the fast break tonight? That's been a huge factor as well.
Boy, he has to put that one away. A solid opportunity gone awry.
For 3, Harris. Oh, my. He'll go to the line with a chance for a 4-point play. It's on Caris LeVert. Some changes for Brooklyn. Paul Millsap's checked in for Johnson. Durant comes in for DeAndre Bembry. And it's Kyrie Irving in for Javon Carter. Turner's checked in for Indiana. Malcolm Brogdon comes in for T.J. McConnell.
Boy, Harris has become such a solid role player, guys. A knockdown shooter who really elevates the team above self.
Here's LeVert. Sabonis trying to get open. And they'll get another chance. Back to Turner. Pass to Sabonis. Goes up again. That's good. And it's LeVert with the assist. LeVert's got 4 assists in the game. Nets trail by 3. Final quarter of play, about a minute and a half off the clock into it. And here's Millsap from the arc. And Brogdon has got the ball here for the Indiana Pacers. And it's Durant with the rebound.
You know what? They're winning, though, despite the fact that he has just been really off.
Irving with the steal. We're about 2 minutes into the 4th quarter in this one. Shoots. And again, no good by Brooklyn. And it's out of bounds. Last touch by Aldridge.
Great instincts from him to get a hand on that pass and tip it out.
And, you know, even though they didn't come up with the steal, that's still a nice defensive play.
Time called here. Indiana decides to talk it over.
Adjustments are a part of the game, and the coach sees something he doesn't like here.
And you know what? We'll see what changes he makes coming out of this timeout.
Come on, who wants a t-shirt?
And a new group in for the Nets. Nicholas Claxton's checked in for Alden. Griffin comes in for Paul Millsap. James Harden, he's checked in for Kevin Durant. And it's Carter in for Kyrie Irving. Now let's go to the sideline and catch up with our Hall of Famer, David Aldridge.
During that last break, Kevin, we got a chance to hear Rick Carlisle's message to his team. He said, keep grinding. We're in good shape. Things aren't always going to go perfectly. Don't let that slow you down. Let's just stick to what got us here. Kevin, we'll see if they can build on this lead.
All right, David, thanks. Harden the pass to Carter. Back to Harden. Now here is Harris. And again, it's the Nets missing.
You know, to cut deficits, you got to be making smart basketball plays out there. Taking care of the ball. It's not done by hoisting up bonehead threes like that one.
And he just punishes the D for falling asleep at the wheel.
Yeah, a little disorganized that time, and the result, 2 points in the loudest way possible.
Guys, there has to be better rim protection than that, though. Not very good.
Here's Harden. Claxton the pass to Carter. Kicks it out to Harden. Harris inside the line. Got a piece of it.
And Warren's not having any of that. Get it out of here. Fierce competitor on defense.
Yep, that one goes in there. And it's a 9-point Pacer lead.
And they've done some nice work as we've come down the stretch here in the final quarter.
You can feel the sense of urgency they have to get